Good morning, Garry.
No, don't say it like that. Get back out and do it again. You don't tell me. You don't say good morning like that to me normally. It's only because you're on the bloody video.
Do you want to do it again?
No, let's let go. I got the coffee.
No, let go.
Oh. It's just, no, that's fine because you're just putting it on.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Just be your natural self. That's like Matthew said, you put it on.
Oh, shut up. No, I don't. Stop.
Hiya.
Morning.
That's better.
Good morning.
Hiya.
Have a coffee, huh?
Oh, thank you. It's a bit chilly. So, guess where we are today? Well, this morning. Supposed to get a ton of rain this afternoon, but I've just given up believing these weather forecasters, if that's what you want to call them. Right. So we were going to do primula seed. But I'm back in the kitchen. I'm pickling. Look.
No, you're not.
It says, look,
You wouldn't know how.
I don't know. Home marmalade, orange. It was actually quite nice. No, seriously, I'm not in the kitchen. I was in the kitchen. Japanese maple. I have a supplier, or there's a company out there I use for seed. I haven't ordered them from them for a couple of years, but I've gone back, ordered some seed. Now, I wanted to order a lot more, but we have a postal strike going on here at the moment in Ontario, Canada, or in Canada, I think. And trying to get anything through the mail is just, it's useless. And having moved as well. So ideally, I would have liked to have had this seed at least 6 weeks ago and got it going. Anyway, I've tried a small batch from them just to make sure everything comes through. And customs is just another issue I'm not even going to consider today. So we have some Japanese maples here. So we have 4 types of Japanese maple. I have Acer palmatum. I've actually done the labels.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know. Acer palmatum, which I'm going to use for understocks for grafting. So it's going to be for grafting all the name varieties. And then I also have, get the label.
Yeah, don't get rid of
No,
this.
so I'm not even going to try that one. Acer palmatum Omarayama. Wasn't bad. I'm going to have to learn some Japanese over the winter, I think. Oh, I can do that one. Acer palmatum dissectum Minabi Shidari. It's a nice semi-prostrate purple. And then the last one is Acer palmatum Kota Nyoto. I can't remember on this one. I think it was a multi-colored palmatum, not dissectum. So anyway, these have all been soaking overnight. And then on the back of these, I actually wrote what they're recommending. So on here, what they're saying is 120 days warm, 120 days cold. Now, the 120-day code is no problem for us at all here. We're in Ontario, and we do get a winter. The 120 days warm at this time of year is a little hit and miss. Now, ideally, if I'd have sowed these 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, I would have had no problem with it. And all the time, whatever seed I'm doing, I'm trying to replicate Mother Nature. I don't use a fridge. I mean, Mother Nature doesn't have a damn fridge out there. It has the weather. And even if you live in Devon, for instance, where we came from originally, where I grew up growing, we didn't have the type of winter we have here, but we still used the winter. And I always remember the first nursery I ever worked at, we had big, big pits dug in the ground. These pits were like 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet. They were permanent pits for putting seed in. So we would collect the various seed, and Crataegus, so native hawthorn from the UK. We used to collect that in the fall, and then it used to get thrown in the pit for the whole winter. That's basically stratification, or stratifying your seed. There is no need for fridges. I don't understand why all of these people think they need to be putting their seed in the fridge. Let Mother Nature do the work for you. If you have seed available in the fall, you sow it in the fall, Mother Nature will do its stuff. So it doesn't matter what I'm sowing, whether I'm sowing Japanese maples, I'm waiting for some Echinopsis, the Himalayan blue poppy. That seed will be here soon. That will be sown. And again, I'm going to replicate nature and where that seed source came from, or where that seed is native to. That makes no difference where you are, whether you're in Devon or whether you're in Ontario, here, Zone 5, or whether you're in Ontario, Zone 3, north of Huntsville, Muskoka. Replicate nature. Forget the fridge. You don't need the fridge.
And we're back.
And we're back. So no fridge needed. Definitely no fridge needed. Been soaked. These have been soaked for 24 hours. So they were some of them were fairly dry. Let me show you one that's really swollen up nicely. These are actually taking on a nice bit of moisture now. You can see they're back right up to nice plump.
So this is why we soak them then?
Yep. And it's not to help with the not to make them germinate any faster. It's just to get them full of, plump them back up.
As they were on the tree.
If they fall out of a tree, they're nice and moist, not moist, but they're swollen up. They're a nice solid seed. They fall to the ground. So Japanese maple, a lot of the maples, for instance, would be falling to the ground, September, October. It would get its 2-3 months of warm. Now, when I say warm, I don't mean 80 degrees. I mean, the soil is warm at that time of year. And the soil will stay warm for several weeks until we hit some really cold weather. We've got a little bit of cold weather coming in. We've had a little bit of cold weather, but the soil is still warm. So these things now, I'm going to sow them. They're going to go into their pots or crates, whatever, and then they're going to go straight out into a cold frame. And then they will sit there. But anyway, let's get on with actually enough gas bagging. Let's get on with some seed sowing. So.
Well, you're just being Garry.
I know, I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
Compost. Nothing special again. So we have a mix of peat, perlite, a little bit of vermiculite in this, just because I had some kicking around. I don't really care what a compost these sit into. No fertilizer needed. I'm hoping most of these will germinate in the spring. If they germinate in the spring of 26, depending on the germination, I might prick some of these out into pots late summer, or they may stay in there for another full winter. Seed sowing, same as usual. Label. So this one says 120 warm, 120 cold. Definitely going to get the 120 cold. I have actually tried cheating this. I've tried it a couple of years ago. Got some seed really late. Again, maple. Got it really late and thought, okay, well, let's see if this does make a difference. And I put it on my warm propagating bench. Now, I put it to one side. It wasn't on heat. It was warm. And I sat it in there for 3 months. I then moved it out, put it in the cold. I got awful germination. Really bad. So I'm never doing that again. I'm just going to go straight outside into the cold frame, and I'll show you the cold frame. Anyway, again, nothing special. I'm just going to plop all this stuff right in the middle to start with. This is that one that I made a hash of. Omarayama. Oh, there we go. That sounds a bit better. And then I'm just going to spread this around a little bit. Again, I'm not too fussy. So we're just going to, as usual, a little tap down. They're fairly well spread out. And then my usual gravel. 4 mil gravel. 4 mil gravel.
Is that a half inch?
Yeah, about a half inch, 3/4 of an inch. Again, no need to be fussy. And that's it. That's pretty well it for sowing Japanese maples. It doesn't matter what variety, what name it's got, they're all going to be the same. So that's that one. The larger amounts I sow into bulb crates. This one's about, about 8 inches tall. It's plenty tall enough. Line it with this crappy ass landscape weed fabric, which I have yet to find a useful purpose for in the garden other than lining crates. Never ever use this crap in the garden. It's horrible. The weeds come through it, it breaks down, and then you've got to try and dig it out, and it's just horrible.
And it's not, I don't think it's made of very nice material either.
I couldn't tell you what it's made of, but I would never ever use it in the garden for any purpose at all. So that's that. And again, compost is the same as the other. I mixed this yesterday. So, sowing the orange marmalade. Well, perhaps we could call it that. Acer palmatum orange marmalade.
Which one is that? Oh,
Oh, it's just a straight Acer palmatum, green leafed. This, as I say, this is going to be used for understocks for grafting. So these will be, well, they'll probably be 3 years away before I can use them, but got to start at some point. A lot more seed, obviously. So why the crate? Label in. And these, again, you can see these are actually swollen up really nicely, taking on some real the moisture, and they look almost as good as fresh seed. So it's going to literally, again, I think that was just over 2,000 seed.
Really?
Yeah, for an ounce, I think it was, yeah.
So.
Oh, is it going, is it? No? Is it going?
Now you just ruined it.
Oh, no.
It's been going for a while.
Ruined it again? Okay. All right, so that's, they're sown. It's not very easy when you're sowing wet, soggy, yucky seed. They're in, that's an ounce of seed. So that's an ounce of Acer palmatum. I think it was about 2,100 seed, something like that. It was fairly fresh. I think it was harvested last year. So we should get some good germination. And I think the germination expected on this was 85%. This is obviously the seed company is putting on their information. So 85% will be really good. So again, a little tap down for that. Same as everything. And I don't know if you can see the seed in there.
You can.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of spread around, but that'll be good. And then again, we use the same. Again, about probably 3/4 of an inch thick. Well, you can see off the edge there how thick I've gone with it. Again, it's not really that critical as long as the seed is covered and as long as you do not let it dry out. One of the biggest fails with seed sowing. People sow it, they water it, and then it doesn't come up when they expect it to come up, so they don't water it. And then what they've failed to realize is it's actually started to germinate. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not started to germinate. And then, of course, it starts to germinate. It's not been watered and it dies. So you must keep the process going. So that's Acer palmatum sown. Oh, that's heavy. Now I got to take this out to the code frame and I will show you where it's going. Now, Acer palmatum is not quite as hardy as some of the other maples. And again, I found this through experience. So what I tend to do with these is, it's a Tebow. Hey boy, how you doing? You come out of the garage. Yeah, I've over the years I just found that if you let this freeze solid for too long a period, it does affect the germination. So what I tend to do, as soon as we sort of hit around about -10 temperatures outside, bearing in mind this is in the cold frame, I'll move this into the unheated polytunnel. Now again, the unheated polytunnel will freeze up to a degree, but we're only talking about -3, -5. And I find that works really well for most of the Jap maples. And if I'm moving one in, I tend to move them all in. But if you don't get the extremes of weather that we get here, certainly leave them outside. I mean, when we were down in Devon, I mean, God, if it was -5, that was
freezing.
That was freezing cold, yeah. And if we saw snow, well, believe you me, the whole country ground to a halt. Yeah. Oh, hang on, that's the same as Ontario. It's no different. Anyway, so if Julie wants to follow me out, I'll carry this one out and we'll show you where they're going to be spending most of the winter. I'm glad I didn't water this first. One, it would be all running down my legs, and two, it would be damn sight heavier than it actually already is. Coat frame. Not your traditional coat frame. We have some more. They look like traditional ones where they have the higher back, lower front. This is foam board. We use this actually usually for construction of the polytunnels. It goes around the perimeter, it's sunk in the ground, obviously stops the frost driving in. These have been up and down, put together so many times now. But for the purposes that I need them for this, they're absolutely brilliant. I would normally put some of these in the tunnel as well and overwinter some of the more tender stuff in this, and I will be doing that, but we'll show you that later. But for this purpose, it's ideal. So it's got our nice sandy soil underneath, and then these are just sat in here. Get my other leg in. Here we go. Popped in here. Now I will put a mesh cover on this as well as the poly. Give it a really good soak, and then the poly cover will be put on it. Now again, the reason for putting the poly cover on it is to not let them get quite so cold. Unlike the peony, which we don't mind how cold it gets, if these things get another 6 weeks of slightly warmer temperatures, that's really good. Helps with the stratification, helps with pre-germination for the seed. And as I say, until it hits about -10, then I'll move them in. So that's the process for our Japanese maples. It's worked really well over the years. Julie's going to throw up a whole bunch of pictures of some of our seedlings and the various stages we have. I will be ordering some more seed. Now I know that it's coming through from my supplier, through customs and the postal service. And then adding to this, I've got another 3 or 4 of these frames to put up if I get round to it. But yeah, so, and then hopefully next week, Primula.
You said that before.
I know I did.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, bye. Okay, so I've just managed to get... What? Just managed to get the this end done at last.
No, wait a minute.
What?
Okay, you just said goodbye.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
When? So how are you on about? I didn't say goodbye. When did I say goodbye? I'm back. Is that better?
I thought you were gone.
I thought we'd finished, but apparently I hadn't. Well, I had, but I haven't. Anyway.
Yeah, we can't shut him up.
No, I know. I just got this end kind of done. I've got it all fixed down at last. I'm going to get the door done later on this afternoon. But what you have to remember is this is all temporary. It's sort of permanent temporary. Permanent for the winter, but temporary for the future. So I'm not doing what I normally wrap this poly around, twist it and then fix it, but just screwed in for now so I can take it all apart. So this end's pretty well done. Still haven't got the inflator going. I'm hoping to get that tomorrow. We have got snow coming. Apparently tonight, tomorrow, and then maybe for the next 2 or 3 days on and off. So I'm trying to get everything in the tunnel that I'm going to need for work-wise.
Are you trying to preempt to say that it's untidy?
Yeah, that's the one. It's all just literally thrown in here. I got foam board delivery last week, for yesterday morning. So again, that's just been thrown in here. But anyway, I have made a start on the bench. So if you want to come in, I'm not even going to say apologize for the mess because I've just given you a heads up.
You did.
So this arrived. So this new foam board, nice and shiny and clean. But the bench is what I'm trying to do about 10 jobs at once because I know the weather's coming in. So bench, I think you saw was up previous video. So what I've done is I've put 2 layers, again, not finished because I've run out of foam board. 2 layers of foam board on the base. And then I've just I had some old landscape fabric, no different really than capillary matting, and to put on the bottom. And then the foam board. So obviously full sheets of foam board in the middle, half sheet on the edge, which I ran through on the sole. And then we have these aluminium, and they're aluminium, not aluminum. It's aluminium.
You're so British.
I know I am. Aluminium joiners. Join these together. And then this, we're going to have 2 sides. So round the other side, Julie can show you in a minute, is exactly the same. So this side is going to be for the stuff that I need to keep almost frost free. Now I'm going to run heat trace all the way around this side, 1 single row on a thermostat. Again, show you that when I get round to doing it. And then these are going to have frame tops on them, lift up frame tops. And if it gets really, really cold, I will use fleece as well. But with this combination of the foam board, 2 layers of the polystyrene, silver backed. So the silver back is down all the time for me because I'm trying to keep the cold out. If I was trying to keep the heat in, I would do it the other way around. But we're not. I'm just want to, am I getting too close?
Way too close.
Way too close. So if you come up here, this end, and then I have, these have just been thrown in here for now. They were right in the frame. I just wanted to get them in, so I've just thrown them in here. These are Lewis here. They're not staying in here. These things will actually go on the floor of the tunnel. They'll be fine all winter. But they're just in here for now. But this side probably is going to be a combination of some of the softer primula that I grow. Definitely the cyclamen will be coming in this side. A little bit cooler this side because the sun only gets in here very late. And by the time it gets in here, it's quite low in the sky. So that's where we are with the, I don't know what we want to call it, a raised...
cold frame.
Yeah, a raised cold frame. Not heated, but I want to keep one side of it frost free. Have to for one or two of the things that we're growing, and also for some of the seedlings. So yeah, that's where we are. So I'm going to plod away with this, get this done. I've still got more plants outside to bring in, but I need to make some space on the floor first so I can bring those in. And then I've got the other end behind Julie there to get that finished and get a vent put in there. So yeah, it's busy, 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 but it's all good at the moment. So I'm not saying goodbye because I've already done that once. See you next week. How about
Bye.
that? No. See you next week. So we've had our first bit of decent snow. I don't know what we had, about 3 maybe, yeah, 3 inches, 4 inches. Nothing too much. I don't think it's going to stick around either. So the saddle stones are looking nice down the driveway. They're not there to mark the edge of the driveway really, but they give us a bit of an idea where it is. So yeah, Jap maples. These are our bigger plants. I'm still leaving them out. They're not going to hurt. It was about -5 last night. So a bit of snow, a bit of cold weather. Won't do them any harm at all. So some of the bigger ones we have in pots. So they can stay here for a little while longer. And not really not going to hurt. Still got a few plants left out. Some bits and pieces I just didn't need to move in. So there's a few hardy perennials here. A few trees. Some Daphne Missourium. Again, these will go in. And at the back here, everything's still a little bit of a bomb site. Got some more Jap maples. Again, they're not hurting. Most of these here are seed raised, so they're definitely not going to hurt. A couple conifers, wheelbarrow snowed in, and then walk through here, hopefully without tripping over anything. I see my net has collapsed into the irrigation tank. Again, not really worried. I'll get this out. It's supposed to warm up this week, so all this snow is probably going to disappear. Rhododendrons. Again, these go, whoa, it's slippery as well. These guys are going to go indoors. But again, they're not hurting. A little bit of cold weather won't do them any harm. Leaves, as you can see, the leaves have gone a little curly. They do that when they get a little bit, when they get cold. It's a protection device that they have to stop them losing so much moisture. But as soon as it warms up, the leaves will plump up again. So again, they're not hurting. Polytunnel's not inflated. Just not got round to it yet. But again, you can see there's a little bit of snow on there. Nothing too much. start building up at the sides, which I will leave. It's a great insulator, really does insulate the tunnel rail really well. And then once I inflate it with the added inflation as well, oak leaves have come down. A lot of the oak leaves have come down on the snow, spoilt the look of the snow actually. And then we've got about the same amount of snow on this side, 1 or 2 lumps on top. And my really posh door for the tunnel, it was the backing of our bar that we had at our previous address when we ran the wedding venue. So I thought, what the hell, let's just make something a bit flash. So I managed to get the door on yesterday, barn door type, so I can open the top up. Everything looking nice and snug in here. I'm not going in. You've seen this before. I will get this tidied up, so I got some more work to do. Gonna try and get this inflated. Maybe this afternoon, maybe tomorrow when the sun comes out a little. But yeah, so I just thought I'd let you see a little bit of first snow. Nothing major. But when you hear so many people, they're so bent out of shape about a little bit of snow. It's like, oh my goodness. Big storm. Big storm. No, I can't put that in. Julie will edit it out. Well, I thought we were in the great white north, Canada. But it just seems like everybody's getting so soft. Coat frames. First one has nothing in. The one with the covers on has all my seed, hepatica seed. That can come in soon, but it's not going to hurt for a bit longer. Anyway. Bit of snow.